the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way.
I'd say no. You know, I think when you look at it over the years, it's probably taken away from events and, you know, social gatherings in my life where I haven't been able to make a lot of stuff. I'll tell you one thing though, since I've worked for the Southern Ute Tribe in the past 17 years, I used to work for my tribe back in New Mexico. And, you know, the traditional dances and things that I do, that I like to participate in, I usually was working for those when I worked in New Mexico. But now that I work up here, I can take time off and go to those. So I'm trying to make it a point now more often than not to take off and go participate or see what's going on back home, because I can do that here. And it's, again, you know, good people above me that allow me to take the time off. And so, but all in all, I think it is taken away, you know, a bit from family and friends and some of the things that I like to do on my own time. But as the years have gone on, I've been able to experience just a little bit more of it, taking time off and kind of dealing with that some more.
Actually, this is a great part of my job. 4 months a year, we basically have no lives, and you're at work all the time. But the rest of the 8 months, we make our own schedules. My bosses are really flexible. You can come and go as you please, pretty much unpredictable, which is really nice.
This is the best part of my job because I work Monday and Wednesday from 8 to 5 and Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 3. So I have off every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so does my husband, so we're pretty lucky. We can go camping and do whatever, so that's the best part.
Well, I'm going to address the professional musician aspect of that question and then also the teacher aspect because they're completely different. As a professional musician, you pretty much don't have time for anything other than beating the pavement and trying to find the next gig. And especially if you're a touring musician, you can forget about having family life. Everyone I ever toured with never had a functioning relationship because of lack of time to invest in that relationship. Being a musician is very challenging as far as relationships, as far as free time, as being self-employed. I don't know about you, having your own business. What is hard is that you don't clock in and clock out. So there is no time that you're not working, that you're going, oh, hey, I need to make these calls, or you're up in the middle of the night writing music, or you're up for 4 hours in the morning making phone calls, or you're out on the road, and when you're on the road, you're not home. So it's a challenge to be a professional musician and have any kind of ties to anybody. It's I've had that challenge being married and just being a local musician, doing small tours on the weekends or just working weekends or working at nights. It's like, why are you always working? Because I'm trying to make money, and that's a tough balance, you know. Now that I'm a full-time teacher, there's a lot more harmony in my personal relationship because we are both teachers. My wife is a teacher, and we generally get home around the same time. The aspect about being a teacher is if you're going to be a good teacher, you're not going to clock in at 8 in the morning and you're not going to clock out at 4. You go home, you're thinking about students, you're making phone calls, emails, prepping for the next day, contemplating how are you going to reach this student, or what all these things about students that you care about your students. So it's not a 9 to 5 job to bring the brain off at the end of the day. There's a lot of nights you don't get sleep because you're wondering how are you going to reach a student, or something's going on with a parent. That's a whole other aspect of teaching, is dealing with students and parents. So although the hours tend to be more regular, there's still an aspect to teaching that can be interesting to be in a relationship when you're not married to another teacher, because you're always throwing around ideas. It's nice to be married to another teacher because you can talk about students and kind of throw things around with each other. And I suppose you could do that in any relationship, but I suppose my spouse would get tired of me talking about students if she wasn't a teacher as well and didn't have that understanding. So there you go.
Going back to the owning your own business thing,
there's one great line in the universe, well, hey, you have your own business, that's great, you can make your own hours. Yeah, all 24 of them. Having your own business means that you're always working. And even today, I always say my day starts when I get in the shower and I start thinking about what's going to go on in my day-to-day. So, working for a company that I have now, we are very flexible in our scheduling. Basically, you get your work done, and you can, if you need to do something like an event like this, I say, hey, I'm going to do this, and hey, great, go ahead, that's great, have fun. But then again, being a manager level in my company, you do tend to lose that sleep every once in a while thinking about the business and what you got to do. And I think one thing, if you're out there looking for a career, you're working for a company like a private industry, you're going to find out that the best companies are the ones where the boss is the hardest working person in the company. And that's just a general rule, and that's how it is for us. But as far as having time off with the family, I'm usually home by 4:30, 5 o'clock. When I'm in town, weekends are off. And we're fairly liberal with our vacation, and how we take that off. So, but then again, you're not just working typically in a professional career or any career, just while you're there. Those hours do extend in the mornings and nights too.